Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today I'm here to wrap up the reading month of August for you. So normally I do a mid-month wrap-up, but my reading through the first half of the month was a little slow, especially right after Booktubeathon, so I didn't do a wrap-up at the middle point of the month. So this will be all of August except for Booktubeathon. I have a separate wrap-up for that. I will leave that linked down below for you so you can go and check that out if you want to know what I read during Booktubeathon. So let's start this wrap-up with the 3 things that I read that I don't have physical copies of. The first 2 are in the same series. I listened to the first 2 audiobooks in the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cressida Cowell. I really enjoyed the narration done by David Tennant, available through Audible. I really just think these are fun, great middle grade novels. There's nothing earth-shattering about them. They're fairly formulaic, but they're still really fun. If you're expecting the same characters from the movie to be in the books, that's not going to be the case. So definitely be forewarned of that. But I do like the take that it takes in the books, and I really just enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, it wasn't anything earth-shattering, it was just fun, and sometimes all you need in life is some fun. The third book we're going to talk about is August Prather Is Not Dead Yet. This one is a book that I received as an ARC from Parliament Publishing House. I've worked with them previously. This particular novel, I got about 25% through and then put it down. This isn't a permanent DNF. This is just one where I could very much sense that it wasn't what I needed right now, so I just went ahead and put it down. I wanted to talk to you guys about it because it did just come out this month, and it does have some great representation. You have a trans main character and some things like that where it's going to be really fun for a lot of people who are reading it. I was, for the most part, enjoying what I was reading. It was just, with where I'm at with my reading right now, it just wasn't a good fit. But this is a YA book, and it's more of like a murder mystery kind of situation. It's really kind of fun. It's got some paranormal aspects to it. And I do think this is a great one. I will leave a better description. I will leave the Goodreads description linked down below so that you guys can give it a thorough look through. But definitely check out August Prather Is Not Dead Yet. I was really enjoying the writing for the most part. It was just one of those books that I wasn't in the mood for. But I still wanted to talk to you guys about it because it is such a recent release that I think a lot of people would like to hear about it. So I wanted to go ahead and mention it here. Like I say, it's not a permanent DNF. This is just set aside for the time being. I'm probably going to pick it back up in October, actually. I think it'll be a great October read. So let's get into the physical books that I've got here. So I read the next 3 books in the Dark Hunter series by Sherilyn Kenyon. So we've got Unleash the Night, Dark Side of the Moon, and The Dream Hunter. I feel like the world cracked open even more in these 3 novels. I really liked the romantic pairings within them. Sherilyn Kenyon is really great at paranormal romance, and there's definitely good smutty times in these. They may not be quantity as high as some other books, but the quality on them is really good. So I highly recommend checking out the Dark Hunter series if you haven't. I ordered like 8 more recently that should be showing up to me the next week or so, so you'll probably see a lot more in the upcoming wrap-ups. But know that I really like this series. I believe these are books 8, 9, and 10 that I read in the series. And I've slowly been working my way through the series this year. I've really been enjoying it. I like her world that she's created and all of the lore within this world as well. So I do suggest picking these up. Next we have 4 volumes of manga that I read this month. So the first 2 we have are volumes 5 and 6 of Overlord. Overlord is an MMORPG based manga series. It's a little bit on the darker side. You follow a villainous overlord as your main character and how he's trying to take over the world in which he lives because he is now trapped there. The game was ending, and rather than logging out, he ended up trapped in the game. So it's really fun. I've really been enjoying my read through of it. I mean, there's even like lizards falling in love in this series at this point. It's really just fun. I really enjoy it. These on average get 4 stars from me. It's a fun, good series. Is it the most brilliant series I've ever read? No, but it's really fun and I really enjoy it. I also continued on with reading Assassination Classroom, so I've got volume 2 and 3 that I've read this month. And Assassination Classroom is a series that's kind of taking me by surprise. This is a series about an alien who's come to Earth and is planning on destroying it. But before he does, he's spending some time in a particular classroom at a school. These kids have now been tasked with killing this assassin, hence Assassination Classroom. So this alien has become their teacher. He writes customized tests for each of the children to play on their strengths and weaknesses while they are trying to kill him. They all get to split $10 million or $10 billion. I want to say $10 million if they accomplish in killing him before the date in which he says the world is going to end, because he's going to end it. It's a really interesting read. I've really been enjoying it. I'm getting more attached to the teacher than I should be, because this can only end one of two ways. Either the whole world ends or he dies. And my heart is already like preparing to deal with him dying. And that doesn't change the fact that I'm still getting attached to him. So I know tears will be shed as this series continues. But I have to say, I'm really enjoying the ride of this one. If you have not checked out Assassination Classroom and it sounds interesting to you at all, I highly recommend picking it up. Next up, we have two books that I actually have separate reviews for, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, but I will leave the reviews linked for you. So first up, we have From Me to You by Jamie Maguire. This is a romance story about two broken people coming together and learning to heal and leave their pasts behind them through their love for each other. It's a really interesting story. Again, I will leave the review linked for you so you guys can get more details on that. The next one we have is another paranormal romance, and that is Memoirs of a Dragon Hunter by Katie McAllister. This was a really fun paranormal romance. Again, I have a full review, so I will leave that linked. Next, I continued on with a series that I'm hoping to finish by the end of the year, so I read book 4 of 5 in this series, and that is Heartless by Gail Carriger. This is the Parasol Protectorate series. This is a paranormal steampunk urban fantasy, and it's a lot of fun. You've got werewolves, vampires, it's really just a lot of fun. Gail Carriger's wit and writing is always fantastic. I am really excited to be reading the conclusion, hopefully this month, if not next. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say because this is the fourth book in a series and major spoilers. But anyways, yes, Heartless is great. Definitely check out the series if you haven't. Next, we have my buddy read that I did with April over at April Sarah. As you guys know, we tend to do one buddy read a month. And for the month of August, we chose Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. We both felt very much the same about this one. We both gave it 2.5 stars. This is a very middle-of-the-road YA fantasy. If you haven't read a lot of YA fantasy, this is going to be a nice book for you to try out. My issue with Ash Princess was that it fell into every YA trope humanly possible to me. It was fine. It wasn't great. I just don't have a lot to say about it. It was just very middle-of-the-road for me. And I know that's an unpopular opinion here on BookTube. A lot of people love Ash Princess. But April and I feel very much the same. There was nothing new or exciting about this. This is just a very standard YA fantasy. So this is why I'm kind of stepping back, taking a little bit of a break from YA fantasy. If you watch my previous video, I go into more detail about that. So go ahead and check that out. And last but not least on this list is a non-fiction self-help book that I read this month. And it is called Girl, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. This is all about debunking the lies we tell ourselves. And especially as women, there are lots of lies we tell ourselves. And I really enjoyed reading this book. I mean, I highlighted, annotated this sucker to pieces. I just went to town. I got a lot from this. She is Christian, so if that's going to put you off, just be aware of that before you dive into this one. I really enjoyed it for what it was. I got a lot out of it. There are some chapters, obviously, that I've shelved for later because there's some that deal with, preparing to have children and having children and stuff, and that's not where I'm at in my life. So I just passed those chapters over for now. When I reach those points in my life, I will pick this up and go back to them. But everything else in this book is very applicable. It talks about how you basically need to just pick yourself up, wash your face, start over, and take care of yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you. And I really thought her writing was charismatic. She shared a lot of herself in this novel, and I just found it to be very enjoyable. If you've been thinking about picking up this book at all, I highly recommend it. So friends, that is it for the reading month of August. Again, if you want to know what I read during BookTubeathon, which was in the first week of August, I will leave that linked for you so you can check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Shay. Welcome. Thanks for sticking out. Thanks for checking out my channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell icon so you know when to come hang out with me. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.